I am a junkie. I'm a wonder junkie. I'm absolutely awestruck by the world.
The world's first and undeniably most famous consulting detective.
Move from pushing facts on people to helping people understand the facts. Thank you very much.
One. Things will never be this slow again. I believe the future will be shaped by those who dare to imagine it. I see a positive future emerging from the dance between technology and time. But I'm bored with how things are. We need new ways of thinking. There's so much out there about our differences. However unintended, this is pulling us further and further apart. Listening is like touching at a distance. So hear this. We are one species, one with each other, one with our cultures and our planet.
The pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
We are one. Turning uncertainty into foresight and anxiety into hope. One. The status quo is very well funded, and you can see many of the organisations around the world trying to return to what they had before COVID. However, I believe we have an opportunity today to use the tools we have at our disposal to change everything. Who would have thought when I first sat down using the Joint Academic Network, JANET, which didn't even allow commercial activity, that we would be where we are today. Now is an exciting time when we can start to use different tools in different ways to transform society, rather than focus on surveillance technologies. Now is the time. We stand on the edge of next, where we become transhuman, where we can work with the different technologies that people would not expect us to work with. The intersection between the various exponentially developing technologies can change everything for us. Understanding this is the essence of future literacy. Everywhere you look today, people are speaking in dystopian terms, from sci-fi to books to the pages of the business journals. The rate of change is so fast that people are suffering from a kind of organisational vertigo. It's absolutely terrifying for many of us. So the future is indeed a foreign country, leaving many of us feeling like we are becoming refugees. When I gave a TEDx talk about why facts don't change people, I started to think about this and I got angry. We need a solution, and that solution started to emerge that day by the number of different people who were in the room. The mix was fantastic. I now believe that the future is recombinant. And if we look at all the technologies that are exponentially developing in the world today and bring them together, the opportunities are absolutely incredible. The way we're going to achieve this is by developing our future literacy skills, and that will allow us to build the case for hope and so create the futures that we all want. One of the most worrying issues in today's society concerns the beliefs our children, their parents and teachers have about the impact of technology on the future. If you cast a scientific eye across the problem, the warning signals are apparent. We currently have a generation of young people in crisis. 2/3 believe their generation will be worse off than their parents. And this results in something often called suspended adulthood. There are many reasons for this situation, including the vertigo-induced pace of technological development and, in particular, AI, the climate crisis, global conflicts, and the loss of faith in our institutions. However, we also know that the availability of memorable examples warps our perceptions of the world, and it is here that we need a new narrative.
The beginning is a very delicate time.
We are at the beginning of a new century and era in society. We know from our history that we shape our tools and thereafter our tools shape us. However, many of us are not currently on the same page, when in fact we are the generation of Earthlings with the collective responsibility to create the tools that will shape the future.
Now, there's one thing that we're all becoming increasingly aware of, and that's how technology, whether it's AI, biotech or nanotech, is infecting society.
I also believe that the future will be shaped by those who dare to imagine it. The future of learning is, without doubt, critical to humanity's future. As a father, I know many children, parents and teachers are very worried about technology's impact on education and the future of work and society. However, rather than the noisy negative norm, I prefer to reframe our challenges by asking this: what could go right?
I think what we need is to think about perennials.
Perennials have a futures literate mindset that thrives on curiosity, relevance, inclusivity, and present-day awareness. It encompasses a key understanding of global events, scientific advancements, and artistic developments, while transcending generational boundaries. This mindset fosters adaptability, a crucial trait in an era of rapid change. Furthermore, the perennial mindset encourages lifelong learning, which is essential in a world where new knowledge is constantly being created and old knowledge can quickly become obsolete. This approach allows us to draw on the best of what has been learned throughout history, while staying agile enough to move forward into the unknown. And all that leaves me to say is this: engage. Hi, it's Scott here, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet you all in the wonderful city of Lisbon last week. I have to say it was great to work with a group that were clearly well read and curious and very interested in how they could take the things that we discussed back into the workplace and make a difference. I just wanted to drop you a little video to just help you remember some of the key points. I started with my best bit, the dog in the yard, and I do believe that that is the most important thing that I taught you last week. It's something that I've now used for many years with many organisations, and it's really, really powerful. And to be honest, the best bit is that when you start to use it with your friends and family, start to think about what they see the issue is rather than what you think the issue is. It's astonishing the difference it can make. And if you use it alongside the rapport process, remember Lala, where you listen to what someone's saying until you can repeat it back to them almost better than they can say it themselves. Then you tell them what you agree with, then you tell them what you've learned, and then finally do you say, and my perspective is. And as I said during the day, sometimes you don't even get to the and because you even change your own mind before you open your own mouth. It can be difficult. I find it difficult, but it's something that really, really works. You'll remember my Johnny Cash story about how I worked with prisoners in a prison up in Scotland. Every time I tell that story, it reminds me of one of the things that we do at work that we rarely think about, the reality of the words we use. And I hope that you remember that part, but also the sad story experience where we did the exercise about the murder, because in there are some key elements of how we can be better at relationships, personally and at work. We need to get better at being true to ourselves. You know, I talked about dark values. I'm not saying you should have them on the wall, but what I am saying is take time to reflect on what you think your real values are. You don't need to share them with anybody, but when you understand those and you start to ask other people about their dog in the yard real values, it can make a huge difference as well to their relationships. And finally, just to bring it all together, you know, notwithstanding all the things we spoke about in terms of technology and how things are moving at an exponential rate, let's go back 3,000 years to the Epic of Gilgamesh, where they spoke about the golden rule for the first time, which is do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. I want a wee twist on that. Do unto others as they would have done unto them. Remember the death metal story? So it was great to meet you, and there's a few references that I'm going to send over. I hope you have time to have a look at them. Remember to keep in touch with me via the hashtag ScottSpeaks, and of course I'd be delighted to keep in touch with any of you individually to talk about how we help each other with our development and how we share our films, experiences, favourite books, favourite stories with each other, all with an intention of doing things better and hopefully reducing that KPI that we got from Warren Buffett. People checking people, checking people, checking people. And I really hope it was time well spent. Thanks very much for your time. I look forward to the next time. Scott.
One of the key aspects of future literacy is to look at how we're going to enhance the human experience via technology. This is known as transhumanism, a movement that advocates for the use of advanced technologies to enhance human physical and cognitive abilities beyond what is currently possible. Transhumanism is based on the belief that technology can be used to transcend the limitations of the human body and mind, and that doing so will lead to a better, more fulfilling human experience. Some of the specific areas that transhumanism focuses on include life extension, human enhancement, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and space exploration. One of the primary goals of transhumanism is life extension. Transhumanists believe that we can use technology to extend human lifespan and improve health and quality of life. They envision a future where we can repair or replace damaged organs and tissues, cure diseases, and ultimately achieve immortality. Another key focus of transhumanism is human enhancement. This involves using technology to augment human physical and cognitive abilities such as strength, speed, intelligence, memory, and sensory perception. Transhumanists believe that we can enhance our abilities to become more productive, creative, and overall better versions of ourselves. Artificial intelligence is another area of interest to transhumanists. They are interested in the development of advanced AI systems that can work alongside humans to achieve common goals. They also see the possibility of merging human and AI intelligence, creating a new type of hybrid intelligence that is more capable than either one alone. Virtual reality is also something that transhumanists are interested in, and they believe that we can use this to enhance the human experience. They see VR as a way of creating immersive experiences that can enhance learning, entertainment, and communication. Finally, transhumanists believe that the future of humanity lies in space. They advocate for the exploration and colonisation of other planets to ensure the survival of our species. So to conclude, transhumanism is a movement that seeks to use technology to push the boundaries of what it means to be human. It is based on the belief that we can enhance our physical and cognitive abilities, extend our lifespan, and ultimately create a better, more advanced version of ourselves.